Hello folks, welcome to part 2 of the Trebia refight that we're doing for Warlord Games Hail Caesar Epic Scale. Part 1 was very interesting. So the main events, I suppose, were the left flank of the Roman line has taken a bit of a battering. The elephants have been rampaging for Carthage. The Romans have actually only lost one unit, so it looks worse than it is with this left flank. But they still have to deal with Mago's surprise over here as they now start to advance on this turn. One of the most dramatic things in the centre was that Hannibal himself plunged into a combat with the Roman Hastati and Principes units and Libyan heavy infantry, and the result was that he was slain in battle. So he's going to be replaced by a reserve commander now. Now, if I'm reading on the rules, the reserve commander should be a 1 less rating than the commander that he replaces, which I don't totally agree with, because Hannibal was a 10, which means you've now got a reserve commander of 9, which I think is a bit high for a reserve commander. So I'm going to change that rule that any reserve commanders come in at 8. Because I don't think a reserve commander should be coming in at 9. I suppose overall command could obviously change to the next highest commander, which probably would be a better rule. So the next highest commander, who will now become the general, is Mago over here, because he's a 9. So Mago 9, and the reserve commander that's coming in for Hannibal will be a 8, but he will not be the overall general. Mago will be the overall general. That's how I'm going to do it. I'd be interested into what other people think on that and how they would do it. So we're going on to part 2. Let's say it's turn 5 for Carthage. Got some serious work to do, because there's a nice big gap in the line in the centre now because of that Libyan unit, and still okay with the cavalry. Got a disorder on a Libyan medium cavalry over there, but uncommitted Libyan troops over there with Hanno. So let's move on to turn 5 for Carthage, and we'll see how they react to the loss of Hannibal. Okay, so done the movement and the shooting for the Carthage player. Going to be quite a few combats on this turn. So we've got a little combat here between some light infantry and some skirmishers. They failed to evade. We've got a combat here between Libyan medium cavalry and Roman medium cavalry. They did manage to turn and face, but that did make them disordered. Then we got a combat between an elephant unit and allied Hastati unit. I think I made a mistake on a previous turn where I allowed the infantry to turn to face, but I don't. From reading the rules, I think it's only cavalry that can do that. So they shouldn't have been able to. So unfortunately, these can't, and they've been hitting the flank. The other elephant never made it, only one move to try and get engaged with the allied Principe unit over there. Failed orders to do anything with the Gauls, so unfortunately they couldn't do anything. So these Romans are just still there. But I did manage to move up the other Libyan heavy infantry to engage the Roman Principes there, and an elephant up there to engage the Roman Triarii there. The only other thing that happened on this part was the cavalry over there, the Spanish cavalry. They did a blunder and they had to move backwards. So got a few combats to do on this turn, as with the previous turn. So none of the generals have put themselves into the combats on this turn. Don't blame them after what they saw what happened with Hannibal. So I'll run through the combats and we'll see what the results are. Right, I've completed the melee side of it. So as you can see, as I suspected, they wouldn't last long. The medium cavalry, Roman medium cavalry, have been broken. The rest, quite a few, the remainder were draws actually. So we had a draw here between these two light infantry units, or light infantry and skirmisher unit. And then we had 2 draws over there. 2 casualties each on the Libyan heavy infantry and the Principe unit there, and another draw on the other one, on the other combat between the elephant and the Tuari. So that suits the Romans, because that means the Romans can then bring up their reserve unit at the back there, which can help to in the next combat. But yeah, so not too bad. But yes, unfortunately, the allied unit did get broken by this elephant. The elephants are just, as I've said before, got to find a way to beat these elephants. I think peppering them with skirmishers is probably going to be the option, because if they win a round of combat, that one dice for the break test is a bad. Okay, so that unfortunately that also makes this division, this allied division, broken, because they've only got they've got Relate unit there, and yeah, just that unit there. So they're definitely broken, so they're going to have to start coming off the field now. So looking better for Carthage despite losing Hannibal, but the Romans are still in it. So we'll see, because now it's their turn to react. Okay, just on the Roman movement and shooting, not too bad. The shooting went actually quite well, because this unit of Velites here managed to put a disorder marker, a casualty and a disorder marker on that unit of elephants. So that'll keep that stationary for the next turn, so that's good. Apart from that, it's just covering the flank a little bit, moving these 2 units here so they don't get flanked. Decided to engage with one of the units. This is the Principes going in against the, I always forget what these are called, Iberian Scutari, I think they're called. Obviously, we still got the other combat going on here. First round of combat was done on the previous turn, and now we're going to have the second round of combat. The difference is managed to get the supports in from the Roman Tiarii at the back there, so that'll give me a chance to actually do possibly the manipular system. We'll see. I'll definitely get support this time. And just one more hit on the cavalry there with the Velites. So yeah, the Velites are quite good actually, because they have a shooting of 3 compared to the javelin. The javelin skirmishing troops of the Carthaginian side. The only really downside, I think, to the Velites is the fact that they don't class as skirmishers, so they do count towards a broken division. So if you lose them, they do impact. So I'll do the combat. Just the one, 2 combats this time. The main one here, which I think will make a big impact on the game. If the Romans do well, I still think they've got a chance. If they don't do well, then that could be it, because yeah, at the moment, like I said, the whole of their left flank has gone. Although they've only lost 1 allied division, they've still got 2 divisions who aren't too mauled at the moment. So we'll see. Okay, just finished the combat. So the Scutarii, they did not do well at all. And quickly learning that the Roman small units, with their extra rules, they're tough. They are a tough nut to crack. They fight well. Not so much the allied ones, as we've seen, but yeah, these ones definitely. Then we had the big combat. Managed to use the manipular system. Hopefully I used it correctly. So the unit at the back, that originally, obviously, that was the unit at the front. They were swapped, and they went into the combat, and they also got the charge bonus because they were swapped. I've read it a couple of times. Hopefully I got that right. The end result was a drawn combat. So this is a bit of a slugfest. sorry, this combat here between the elephant and the Triarii there, that was actually a win for the Triarii with one casualty on the elephant. They did a break test and they passed it easy. So it's this is going to turn into a little bit of a slogfest here. So, but it's I can't call it at the moment. To be honest, I really can't, because the Roman infantry are fighting very well, but obviously there's a lot of units coming in on the flank. So it depends how they can hold them off, I suppose. At the moment, the Carthaginian cavalry on this side are being abysmal. They need to do something on this turn. So we'll see. We'll see how Carthage reacts and whether they can actually do something with their cavalry, because at the moment they've done nothing really. So it'll be Carthage turn 6 next. Carthage movement and shooting on turn 6. Pretty much moving around Mago's division, putting into contact the Gauls against the Hastati here, moving the Numidian cavalry around. Pretty successful with all the moves. That unit was shaken. The Velites there was shaken by the javelin unit there. I think they got 4 on the break test, which means they had to retreat. I think with regards to break test, I think Velites are class as regular infantry, not skirmishers. So it's a bit of a thing with the Velites. Are they a skirmisher unit or are they not? They don't seem to be in these rules. They certainly are treated different than skirmishers. So they were treated disordered. Well, that was it. The cavalry failed again. Failed their orders. This left flank for the Carthage player was just totally let down. I really expected to do some sweep arounds with the cavalry, but they're not going anywhere. So we'll move on to the 2 combats that we've got for this turn, which is the new one between the Gauls and the Hastati, who do have support from the Triarii to their left. And then we have the onslaught that's going on in the centre again, which is now this will be the 3rd turn of combat for this lot here. Okay, we'll do that now, and we'll see what the results are. Combat completed. The Gauls did sterling work, defeated the Roman unit. I think was it Hastati? Yeah, it was a Hastati unit that was in front of those. They beat them, they broke them, and the supporting unit has had to fall back. The only other combat was obviously this one here. Well, 2 combats together. Again, it was close, but unfortunately the Principes were pushed back along with their supports. And this one here was yet another draw, but the casualties are mounting up. So it's not looking great for the Romans, but I don't know. There's all these obviously coming in, but a lot of them have got casualties on them as well. And the Romans are still holding on, but I don't think they can push forward now really. So I think as it's a playtest, I think we'll call it there. If it wasn't a playtest, I might give it one more turn to see whether the Romans could do something. But yeah, I think we'll call it there. So lessons learned. I still need to get my head around a lot of the rules. I'm still making mistakes, learning as the more I'm playing it and the more I'm picking up, so that's good. Units wise, the elephants are just they are powerful. Got to find a way to deal with those, and I think skirmishing them is probably the best thing. If you can get some disordered markers on them and stop them in their tracks, while you get to hit them for 2 turns with skirmishers, then yeah, I think that's definitely the way forward. So I know some of the orders of battles do have more velites per other units in them, rather than what Trebia has. So that might make a difference. The Romans and troops themselves, they are good for small units. They fight well. The allies not so much, because they don't have all the special rules that the normal Roman units have. So they were good. Warband, yeah, brilliant first round of combat, they're pretty devastating with that wild fighters rule. Again, the Libyan heavies with their rules as well, and having that clash value, they are tough to beat as well. Cavalry let us down on this game for the Carthage player. They just never went anywhere the whole game. But yeah, it's good. Helped me to learn the rules. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. And I look forward to getting some more different types of units with the epic range for Hail Caesar. Lots and lots of units have lots and lots of different rules, so it takes a bit getting your head around it. But the more I'm playing it, the more I'm finding that I'm not looking in the book as much, particularly when it comes to morale saves and such. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you get some games done yourselves, and you might be a little bit inspired by this. That's the my objectives with my videos is just to hopefully inspire other people to get into gaming and enjoy what is a fantastic hobby. Okay, thanks for now.